How to win your man's love. What is the ideal relationship to you? Chances are you've envisioned what it would be like to be with the perfect guy who simply understands you at a level no one else does. You might have created this picture in your mind's eye how you would spend the perfect evening with him. Then, you imagine him sending you a good morning text the next day, followed by several other messages saying how much he wants to see you again, and you want to see him just as bad. Now, you might have also pushed all of this in the back of your mind because a part of you is afraid that this will never happen. However, this doesn't have to be an impossible fantasy. The best way to find the guy who's perfect for you is to make him feel and think all the right things. And that's what we're going to get into right now. I'll show you 3 solid ways to get your guy to love you like his life depended on it. Number 1. Respect his freedom. If a man chooses to give you his time and affection, you need to handle that properly to keep your connection strong and healthy. When guys get into a relationship, one of their primary concerns that they will never tell you is their need to be free. Of course, it should be within reason, but nevertheless, he needs to know on the back of his mind that his partner trusts him not to fall for the first woman who bats her eyelashes at him. I understand that there's this fear women have about their guy that he either won't always be connected with her, or that he'll run off with someone else. At the same time though, you still need to understand that a man who knows that he can still express and explore his individuality will be more than happy to come back to his woman again and again. So, the less he feels like he's on parole every time he goes out, the more he will naturally want to be with you. Number 2. Make an effort to tantalize his senses. Being in a romantic relationship entails a physical aspect to it. Otherwise, it would just be a platonic relationship. That being said, men are hardwired to desire a physical connection with their partner. In some ways, this is similar to women's sexual desire. However, men don't just take pleasure in it, but also have a deep, built-in primal need for it. While it's important to stimulate your guy intellectually, this goes hand in hand with keeping him happy between the sheets. So, it's best to also keep him engaged on this level. Practical ways to do this is by enjoying your own femininity through flattering clothes as well as sensual scents and lotions. It also helps to take care of your fitness and health because it tells him that you're interested in him, and in the relationship. Believe me, he's not expecting perfection. He just wants you to care about the relationship in this sense and know that he's the object of your sexual attention. Number 3. Understand him. This last tip sounds simple enough, but allow me to elaborate a bit on this one. Remember when I talked about finding a guy who understands you like no one else can? The thing is, that kind of understanding is a two-way street. So, aside from sex, men also want to be appreciated by their partner, and what I mean by that is your guy needs you to understand the personal struggles he's going through. And like you, he doesn't necessarily want you to help him solve his problems. He just wants the reassurance that he's got you in his corner. Remember, the human experience applies to both men and women. If he's able to be at his most vulnerable around you, he's going to love you for accepting him in that way. If anything, these tips I've shared with you today amount to one basic truth: a man will commit to a woman who makes the relationship a place of happiness and adventure. Trust me, the oldest couples I know who've been together for decades exhibit this common dynamic. And this is the one thing that will keep a man from pulling away from you. There are some cases where women have done all of these and more, but still can't get through to their men. There seems to be that invisible barrier that he puts up even in the face of genuine, unconditional love from his woman. I know how big of a frustration this can be for couples going through this. If you feel that this applies to you in some way, and you need something aside from everything else you've tried, then it's time for a different approach. I get a lot of readers who complain to me how much of a mystery a guy's mind can be. They're either stonewalling or giving mixed signals, but I've found a way to break through all those defenses that men are notorious for putting up. Well, that's all for now. Thank you. If you would like any further advice, click the link below.